You thought I meant a couple of seconds on the same day, didn't you? You were mistaken. I meant on the day for me, for recording. This is literally straight after. In the last episode, we were at Emi's track. She's in pain and I can see her being stubborn. Oh, this is going to be painful. Why? Because she annoys me. And now we're the nurse. Nursey boy. Oh God, my Speaking as the nurse and Rin, not a good combination. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicines, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days. The nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning runs ever could. Take it easy for a few days. I knew I should have kept quiet. I keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. You twit! I had been rushing out of my room to get the track before Emi. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired. For God's sake, my voice is cracking up like a little bitch. So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emi shows up. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight, and it was only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel a need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Without love, pain, can't get enough pain. I like it rough. Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emi, who seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully, while Emi paces outside the room. Miss Sal, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're going to have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an idea, thank God for that. Now where have I heard that before? Oh my God. He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. Ha! She's rubbing off on you, I guess. His expression changes again and he's back in serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. Fatality! A bit of a lofty goal, to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right. I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Hisao. In a situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast. I know. His expression suddenly becomes devious. Oh God, okay. I suppose you've started to enjoy your runs with Emi then, eh? Me, no. Him, yes. Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emi run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. That she was, Sal. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way. Huh? Oh yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I had honestly forgotten all about that. I still haven't got it back, not surprised. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he's just made a joke. Not to you, but Emi certainly appreciated it. and I know she appreciates your running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned that it's easier to keep to a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think that I was doing her a favour at all. I thought she was doing me a favour for helping me follow the doctor's orders. Pity! She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. Why do I get the feeling that him saying that would cause that pain? And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? Oh ho, you'd love to know, wouldn't you? I would, but at the same time I wouldn't. He laughs in the style of an evil megalomaniac. No, seriously, it's because you're a friend. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it? Emi doesn't talk a lot. Yeah, that's where you're wrong, good sir. But she and I have known each other long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it. I have no idea what he's thinking about. What the fuck was that? It was nothing. Emi always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realises that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Oh my. Exercise. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damned medicine. Oh my. Oh god. That thump. I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emi. Whoops, sorry about that. You're sorry. Cue heart attack. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to a hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? Yes, it's all your fault. I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. I'm enjoying this. The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. Beautiful. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Damn it. Gotta calm her down. But how the hell do I do that? Poke her on the forehead. I do the only thing I can think of. I give her a hug. Emi tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emi's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. It's a scent of activity. And a hint of strawberries. Strawberries! From her shampoo, I suspect. I just need to remember to take my medication, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You sure? Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emi's heartbeat calming down, and I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head. Thank goodness. You really had me worried there, Hisao. Emi, you going to come in here anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? Oh, he is the troll. What? Oh, who would be the top troll of this game? Emi or the nurse? Not Emi. Rin or the nurse? Nurse. Number 1. Rin, close second. The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emi brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Of course not. I'll see you later, okay? Oh, and Sal? Take your damn medicine. How did she know? How did she know? The last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again like he's on some joke I don't know about and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. Oh God, I need a shower. A cold one, if the thoughts running through my head now are any indication. I hope they're not lewd. She was really soft. Yep. And you're thinking, I wonder how soft she is with her clothes off. Well, then again, you could feel this what was there for her skin on her. Well, her half legs and her arms. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallowed them without second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. All right. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You'd expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason, Emi smelled right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really needed that shower. Katawa? Yeah. Do. Oh God. Strange, this feels so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. He is now a main character. Well, he was anyway, but still. I never would have done such a thing at my old school. I hope 1 week friend man goes out today, or at the very least tomorrow. I really want it. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emi and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get the feeling that they'd at least visit me if I wound up in hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing and the sun is shining high in the sky. Be right back, I need a drink. I'm back. The sky itself is a deep blue with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm, and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. Oh my, she's probably going to think we're dead. Do apologise. Pardon me. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin. Maybe he's faking to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. I think that would wake anyone up. Huh? What? Emi looks over me like only a short girl can, peering at me intently. Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Emi shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with the motion. I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although, it's pretty comfortable, I suppose. She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us and a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Rin and Emi are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emi whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emi laugh, and I notice perhaps the first time how she laughs with her whole body rocking back and forth, head thrown back almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realise Emi is looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Huh? Sorry, I kinda zoned out for a moment there. Emi rolls her eyes with a slight quirk of her eyebrow is the only sign that Rin's even paying attention. While it's like, oh my god, I butchered that. I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those, what do you want to do after high school things. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow? What are you going to put down? That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I've no idea what I do once I've got there. And with the heart attack and all, I'd really be concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue. I've always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college, that or just become a salary man. Am I saying that right? A salary man. That's pretty popular. But do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything. You don't sound very excited about that one, do you? She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish, high and giggly, like a, well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emi considers this for a moment and grins. That's a pretty good idea, sir. I just wrote down pirate. Oh my god, beautiful. I momentarily stunned and then start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emi looks mock offended. Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I kind of figured. Even Rin seems amused by this. Just you wait, I'll be the terror of the high seas. 7 seas. I'll show you all. I've even been working on my pirate voice. She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop shouting orders. Yar me hearties, give him a broadside with the long guns. We'll wear their guts for garters. Do you even know what that means? Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emi in her tracks. Not really. But it's all in the delivery. The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emi dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the rooftop. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? You've come to confess your love for me. Rin considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why the staring then? Rin shakes her head again. Nope, I don't get it. You've lost me now. Get what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Oh, she noticed it. Great, she saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really, I was just distracted is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head down to class. Oh lordy, I'm greeted by the twin spectres of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute. Up on the roof again, Hee-chan? You know that's dangerous, don't you? Dot. That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injuries that come from being up there, you know. Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules. Misha leans up and whispers conspiratorially. But we won't, Hee-chan. You three are too cute together. Kawaii! She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan. Hey, come on. I'm still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. Ah, I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep. Ah, that aside, Hee-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Oh god, this. Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise, or here in class bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later so does Misha, or she tries to at any rate. That was because of the student council business. You should be grateful that we work so hard for you. Oh, I am. So what did you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me into do their dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something? Like what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan. It better not be the letter. Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I settled down at my desk that the teachers started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean you two seem to? Was Emi staring at something too? For a brief moment I considered the possibility that Emi was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Good man! Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? Never. I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. I'm falling down, I can't wake up. After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. Oh, for the love of Mother God! Before I can open my door, however, I'm suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his room in a flurry of papers. Oh God. If Misha and Shizune has entered the room, he's going to go on about that. Hey, we need to talk. The rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. You've got to stop. What? You're running around on the rooftop with the limbless wonders. Yeah, woman, man. You get yourself killed running around like that. I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood as an attempt at explaining himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. And if I thought of it, you can be sure they thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. Piss off! I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. I've been inside all day, and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. What? So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. And since I've just saved your life with my timely advice, you got at least spare me 500 yen. You know, oh my mother trucking god. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods in thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I better go in case he changes his mind, thank God. As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. There's a brightly coloured rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet that she slid under the door. No! However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned handwritten paper letter. Who bothers to do something like this in this day and age anyway? Yet as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hand. Stretching. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's runs. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly. Oh, my mother trucking god. It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Iwanako, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred. Oh God, you start that. You were dating crap and I'll kill you. Since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I'd expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. Well, this time there was no speaking, so that's intrigued me. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I opened the envelope and drew out the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Bollocks. Almost all our second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. Okay, I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seemed to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time, even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first years seemed so young and somehow really innocent. I kept wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. I crumble the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. Good man! My aim is off, so the letter rolls under the nightstand instead of going into my waste basket. That letter was different. So I might be wrong, but that's curious to know that they change them for every arc. That was an apology for abandoning me, except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here now I've got other things on my mind. Emi for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever until this letter came. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now about their homework. Okay. And with that, we have finished episode 19. I think. Maybe wrong. Okay. So I'm going to stop here, listen, watch an AMV, and then I'm going to come back to record. Good day.